All right, so moving from music now, let's talk about TV, right? So we'll kick things off with the first couple episodes of Hawkeye, right?
Right.
As I said at the very beginning of this episode here, this is the latest and final MCU TV show that we're getting in 2021. Of course, it centers on the character of Hawkeye. It'll be Clint Barton, played by Jeremy Renner, right?
Right.
And in a nutshell, what we got here, well, with the first two episodes here, well, I forgot. Well, I should mention before I forget, this actually is Christmas based, right? And like from the moment I saw the trailer, and just how Christmassy it all looks and sounds and whatnot, I
Right.
was like, yeah, this is a smart call. This makes sense,
It's
because it's
very
actually
yeah,
wrapping up at least a couple days before Christmas dinner.
yeah. Well, yeah. For me, it's tapping into Shane Black energy, right? That's what I'm getting a
Ah,
lot.
yes, yeah.
Yeah, it's getting getting
If
a
you
little
want
bit
to
of that.
think, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang or
Right.
Iron Man 2, right? Yeah, yeah.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Right.
Right. Yeah. 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 I forgot he directed that.
Yeah,
uh,
well, people just forget about Iron Man 3, though.
you know. Yeah. No. Yeah. Well, the first couple episodes came out. I digging it so far. Renan Steinfeld has good enough chemistry, right? Solid. They're doing again the Shane Black action tone thing.
Mhm.
Uh it's working so far, and then they just what is centering is on that conceit of you know, the kind of the PTSD of Clint, him having to go through and then that bullshit coming back up for him with
Yes.
the what do you call it, the Ronin suit now.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah. Because there's a
yeah, and
subplot involving his
yeah,
suit being sold. That's all you'll see, and him
yeah,
trying to get back.
right. And they're making it work for what it is. I can't be mad at it. It's like it's one of those things that they just kind of keep a secret more or less now. Especially in the context of Black Widow dying. And I don't know what the fallout going to be from all of this. Like at the end of Black Widow, Yelena might show up in this. We're not sure, maybe. I'm hearing some rumors about other people, parties who live in New York who might show up as well, um, which is interesting. But yeah, they get into the human aspect of it. Like the big part of it that works really well is the whole with his Rogers the musical.
Yes, yes, yes. Which I keep seeing on social media.
Yeah,
They need to put this out. Like Disney Plus needs to put this out as a
yeah,
special,
like a
like a
legit
half
show,
hour
right?
special or something like that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Listen, I kind of want them to make it like a legit show, like just put it out on as extra on after Hawkeye, like in
Mm.
the Hawkeye extras on Disney Plus.
Like as it drops. Sorry, like as it when it wraps up, it
Yeah,
could do like
point
you
out.
could actually put out the actual show
Yeah,
like a
a full
Hamilton,
show. Right,
Yeah.
exactly. And we get to see the street fight between him and Bucky. That final clash with him, Bucky, and Tony at the end of Civil War. Like all this, basically, it's right. It's Hamilton, but Cap, and make it. And then you know what they could do with it too? Like they could like get a lot of like reference theatrical pastiche. What One Division did for American sitcom television.
Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Do something like
Mhm.
that. You can make like a song track for it. I could do this all day. That'll be like one song.
Yeah.
And
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 by the way, that song that you sing
yeah,
there, I think it's yeah, it's either Save the Day or I Could Do This All Day. I
yeah,
think it's Save the Day is the title.
right.
It's a bop though. I
Yeah, exactly.
it
Yeah, I could do
works.
it
It
all
works.
day. On your left could be a song. Language, that could be a song.
Mm-hmm.
We don't trade in lives, Avengers Assemble. Some bullshit like that'll be the song track because all the cap codes throughout the MCU.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, like there's something like that. They can make it work. I don't know. Yeah, but as character stuff goes, it's not trying to be funny, but it just has some solid humor moments. Like that whole part with the LARP was great. Um,
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty funny and well done. Um, just the little small moments like the Thanos was right. Like, jeez, really. Like, you have to
Yeah,
see that bullshit.
boy.
Yeah. To see
I
that
would
bullshit.
love to see the person who wrote that though.
You know,
That's all you say.
it's in the same vein as, you'll see somebody's right Hitler was right or some bullshit like that. Same thing. Like, you have a lot of people like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, but they make it work. But because why it works is that because, the whole Rogers musical is so, like, ingratiating and cloying and it's just about narrative and something that Clint was there at. It just happened in relatively recent history, and it's like a little over 10 years, prior to the events of the story, and then um for him to be he's still very traumatized from the whole thing, and then with especially the context of Black Widow, could make it there's little small moments with Clint that are like of him just trying to downplay himself, in terms of hero worship, and he like that
Yeah.
this little girl, with the Black Widow outfit in the audience, and she like smiling at him. Cause everybody know who he is, right? It's not like he's a unknown person or anything like that. But he's still downplaying himself, deliberately trying to put the anyone to just get back his family. And the stuff with the family works. Like a lot of it is really good, I find. But I solid first opening. It not great. Clearly, budget wise, it's also downplayed as well. I find it looking a little on the cheap end, especially with some of that choreography and thing. But um, I enjoyed it so far. And then Haley Steinfeld's as what's her name? Uh,
Kate Bishop.
Bishop, right? She is. I'm not really roped into her particularly well yet, but I want to see like her and the mother kind of interesting. I think the stepfather is Swordmaster. That is a character from the comic.
Is he? Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
he's
Because
supposed to be
I
Swordmaster.
was wondering why he just had this thing for swords now, you know what I
Right,
mean?
right,
Like,
right. Yeah, it's supposed to
and
be
not out
Swordmaster.
of the blue. It's just like, oh,
Right.
okay, you
Yeah.
like really into this thing. All right.
You're right, right. He's supposed to
Yeah.
be Swordmaster from the comic, if I remember correctly. That's why I kind of pieced that together. But I don't know if I think there were a couple other characters who's supposed to be like this from the comic, because they're borrowing from like their recent Hawkeye comic with the two of them. But they change up the characterization a little bit to have it make a little more sense. But yeah, they're making it work. I digging it for what it is. Yeah, I can't be mad at any of it so far. But it is not as impressive. Like you see how Hawkeye and sorry, as Falcon and the Winter Soldier start with this big kick-ass action sequence.
Yeah.
Wonder Vision
Yeah.
is this weird, television pastiche conceit thing. And even then Loki is just this insane Doctor Who sci-fi nonsense. This one just kind of straightforward. Again, Shane Black. They just keep it straightforward,
Yeah.
solid enough action, but none of the action really that inspired so far. But I'll see how it builds up. What I get the feeling is that this is gonna be the hype for. I suspect, and I don't know if this was leaked, but I saw something that might have it build a lot of hype for something coming up. So they might reveal something in this just to build hype for the audience. There are a couple things, but I don't know what. I don't know if it's for sure. Because it just it's these little Easter egg bullshit things now. The watch. Remember the guy had the watch and it had this locker, not a locker number, a thing number.
I
What's it
forgot
called?
I know
Yeah,
you talk about, but yeah.
yeah, them thing where the storage places now. Um, it have that number, and that number important. Like that is a number that's in the comic. I like, if this is true, that's like a really big fucking deal, and that'll melt down the internet if it's true. Um, but I don't know if it's true at all. I think it's pure speculation. But Marvel is like to line up the number with comic thing to show that it's the thing. That is a
Yeah,
hint,
yeah.
right? That and then another thing I hear is so it's two of these things. Again, I've been vague because I don't want to spoil it. If it's true, that is all I'll say. But yeah, so far, Haley and Steinfeld and Renner is good together. They're holding it together. I enjoyed it for what it is. I can't be mad at any of it. Yeah, solid so far.
Right. Well, you know the same stuff that you had issues with is exactly the same stuff that I have issues with,
Yeah,
in the sense that even with these first two episodes, and you remember there's four more to go. I'm not really getting any sense of, oh, this is what the big conceit is, or this is what the big deal, or why we should be sorry to say, looking forward to the next episode. It's just kind of playing things out. It has that typical, because it's a Christmas setting. This whole, oh, we have just a week, it's the week before Christmas, literally, right? So you're just kind of seeing things play out like that, right? But we still kind of don't really know what the big threat is.
right. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
again, I just think it's just the tension. Well, okay, so they introduce that villain. I think it's a deaf woman. What's the name of that villain? Echo, I think.
Oh, she is Echo.
That's
Okay.
supposed to be Echo, yeah. I think that character is supposed to be Echo. So
Because as I was expecting her to like open she mouth and say something, the show literally like cuts the credits and I go, oh, so
right, yeah, I think
what?
that character is supposed to be Echo. So I
Right.
think
Okay.
that is a villain, but I don't think it's the big villain. But again,
Right.
because she shows up, I'm like, they might be doing this again. They kind of want to melt down the internet because if you know who that character is connected to, it might melt down the internet. I don't want to spoil it. I was like, she in
Please don't,
this?
please don't, please don't. I
If
want to be
she in this, that
surprised.
means blah blah blah. I like, all right, well, I want to see what they're gonna do with it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Also,
go ahead.
before I forget to maybe it's just me way, but this tracksuit mafia group
Right,
of goons
they,
that show up,
they in the comic.
I don't know, they were just reminding me so much of the Big Lebowski. Remember
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
German
yeah,
guys
yeah,
in
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
tracksuits, and they was just hunting down. Sorry, they were just like trying to mess up. Oh gosh. Well,
You dude.
the dude there, like his
Yeah,
life there. I was coming in and seeing always. Where's the money, Lebowski? Where's
Right.
the money? Like every
Yeah,
time I
yeah.
saw them, I was just every time I saw the Tracksuit Mafia guys, I was just thinking the Big Lebowski for some reason. This
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
look like a trend. This looked like tough guys, but
Yeah, they're straight.
it was
They're
weird.
straight out of the comic. Straight out of the comic.
Oh, oh shit! Okay, I
Yeah, they're
didn't know
straight out
that
of the comic. Yeah,
from what from
okay.
the Hawkeye comics.
That recent Hawkeye comic with him and I forget the name of the comic, but it's the two of them with I think this comic either introduces Kate Bishop or is a extra storyline with her. I forget what it is, but it's a recent run that everybody's talking about how is this great Hawkeye run, and our Hawkeye
Okay,
fans are know enough. So yeah, but yeah,
all
they
right.
should know the comic. I understand.
Didn't know that. I thought it was just invented for the sake of the show. You know what I mean?
Nah, nah, nah. Nah,
But
that's the
yeah,
thing. Yeah, they have so much content that they literally don't need to invent anything for the sake of the show. So the comic
right.
done cover it in some way, shape, or form. Very, very little you'll bring in. But yeah,
Yeah, yeah, but just to share my quick thoughts, right? So yeah, I mean, because given what we saw before with Loki and WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier, I was thinking, all right, so by episode one at least we should be excited. But there's like, well, the only thing that really kind of happens is just Kate Bishop, sorry, gets the kick of the last and that's it,
yeah,
right?
right,
And not surprising, she runs into Clint, right? So boom,
right,
right? So nothing really like major to like I was expecting some kind of big thing that
right.
the internet would lose their mind over, and you had to watch, breakdown
Nah,
videos and stuff. Like I didn't even
nah.
do that for these two episodes, honestly, right?
No, yeah, it had
So
nothing.
I know for some people they'll just watch these two and be like, this is boring or this kind of uneventful or this drab.
Right.
I mean, but I know it's all leading up to something big, maybe not huge, but just big as far as as
I
far as the show goes now,
Yeah, yeah, as I said, because I see certain things, and again, just being super eagle eye comic nerd thing, it could lead to some things that are kind of important, maybe. But as I said, so far, I don't know what the story is. Again, Swordmaster is kind of a villain, so he's setting himself up as one. They have a bunch of other things involving, like this character is supposed to be kind of a villain too, and that character is supposed to be kind of a villain too. It's like, oh yeah, right. But they'll reveal it as we go. We'll see. Hopefully with
Yeah,
episode 3 and episode 4, that'll be like the where is to get the internet to shit their pants, because I'm
I hope so.
pretty sure they're gonna do one thing at least to get the internet to melt down. And what I've noticed is that they're keeping it quiet enough that making me think that they're gonna do it. Like, they're ready to pull it out. And it's a big deal. Like, I think for a lot of MCU fans want this to happen. So I think it'll happen. So we'll see. Anyway,
Yeah, we'll see, we'll see.
guys,
But
I don't want
other than
to.
that, I mean, performances are great. Just to wrap up, Jeremy Renner, sorry, still works as Hawkeye.
Yeah, yeah.
Just seeing him in the real world, quote unquote, it's quite intriguing as well too. Especially like the second episode where he ends up like in the last place you would expect him to be. And at first I was like, all right, this is going to be a bit that I'm not gonna like. It's gonna be nerdy and dumb. That's my only clue, nerdy, right?
Right.
But it actually works in terms of just who he is, right? Kate Bishop, well, I should say Haley Steinfeld, sorry. Yeah, she shines as Kate, man. I have
Yeah, she
no
good.
issues with her so far. I was glad
She a
to see
little
McGill.
typical.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I
the
find.
typical
Yeah, go ahead.
what?
Sorry. No, you're right. So I find she a little too typical, precocious character.
Yeah, I was about to
That's a
say, yeah,
little, a little, a little trite, but it's
yeah,
fine. It's like stuff
yeah.
like this no bother me too much. It's like whatever.
Right. I was surprised to see McGill Vera Farmiga to playing her mother. I was like, okay, you this too? Okay, cool,
Right,
cool, cool.
right. Yeah.
Yeah. And the little there's a little mystery that takes place. That's all we'll see. That Kate gets roped in. Gets roped in there. I like Clint. What I mean, just being okay. I just leave him alone. So I get back to my family. So he's doing the whole John McClane thing in a sense.
Right,
Is what I
right.
get to my family. So I dig that, right? But yeah, I mean, the first two episodes are fine for what they are. I imagine people probably expecting this thing to be amazing, and people's like, oh my god, that final shot, blah 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 blah. But it
Right.
doesn't really happen, right? So I wouldn't be surprised if some people were disappointed by what they got now. But here, I mean, it's just leading up to something bigger. I know that for sure, right? But as you say, they're just taking their time. I hope that they don't spend too much time because they have 4 more episodes to go, right? So, yeah, I mean, we'll see, what I mean, leading up to Christmas, where the story goes, and you could expect a review of the full season from us when it wraps up, and hopefully we'll get Rogers the musical I mean, Disney Plus, if you're listening, just give us like an hour-long special, like we grew up on Christmas specials. We love to see Christmas specials, so give us Rogers the Musical, please,
Yeah,
and
for
make
real.
it stellar, make it awesome.
Yeah,
Y'all
this
write
is
some great songs. Get the team who wrote the songs for WandaVision.
yeah, them
The,
too,
the
yeah.
dope, the dope. Get them. I forgot the names.
Yeah,
They
the couple, yeah.
the
I'm
couple. Let
forgetting it.
them write
Yeah,
the
them hard.
song.
Yeah,
Yeah,
them real
the
hard.
hard, right? Knock it
Yeah.
out the park. Within, and look, Wanda all along, I think got nominated for a Grammy. Like, look at that, right? So,
Oh
yeah,
really?
I think so. I think,
I get all along?
I think, yeah, I think that song got nominated for a Grammy. I think
Not
I
know
could be
that. I
wrong,
real
but
hard.
I swear I saw that
I mean,
thing pop up.
I would be, I'm not that surprised to be honest, but like, that real hard though.
Yeah, yeah. So as I said, you know what I mean? It has been nominated for a Grammy, best song written for visual media. So hey,
Right?
here's hoping that it wins. Right. So yeah, as I said before, I mean, when we just have 4 more episodes to go, I'm expecting it to be fairly decent. Maybe it might be earth-shatteringly awesome, like a WandaVision or something like that. I don't really expect that, but I just just wanted to live up to who the character is, and just the closings of. I think maybe a reason why people not really clicking with this so much is because it's Hawkeye, man, and he's like
Right.
like two tier if you want to talk about if you want to rank the Avengers now. But I mean he was part he's an OG Avenger now. So
Yeah, exactly.
like if Black Widow could have she own movie, then why can't have his own show?
No,
Just see.
that's the whole point. Like I find it the whole point is how the normal guy handles this insane bullshit now. Like that's the idea. And again, I really like the doing the PTSD angle, but him kind of just handling it like an adult because again, he really wanted to go back to his family. Like let's be clear about something. When Thanos snapped, he snapped, right? And that's
Yes,
the
yes,
central
yes.
conceit. Like they made it
Mhm.
really really work in that way now. And like let's say that he had one member of your family survive, none of that would have happened. You would take care of that one person.
Of
Like
course.
but
Yeah.
whole family gods is like well, that isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah. All right, so moving from Disney Plus now to Netflix, let's talk about, or I should say, you will talk about the miniseries True Story. As I said at the very beginning, all I know about this is that it stars Kevin Hart and Wesley
Right.
Snipes, right? So take it away, True Story.
Sure.
Was it a
Right.
true story?
No,
I don't
it's not.
know.
It's not
Right.
as far as I know, it's not a true story. All right. So basically, what it is, it's Kevin Hart plays kind of himself, right? A character called the Kid. He's this really successful comedian and actor who career really, blowing up now in his own way. He just do like the equivalent of a Marvel cinematic movie, in this world, and he basically like his career real taking off now. And then his brother comes back in his life. And the brother is kind of a bum
Wow.
and played by Wesley Snipes Carlton. And the brother
Okay.
is kind of a bum and he kind of asking for money. But when you realize that, oh, the brother real like taking him for money for a hot minute now.
Yeah,
And it's like,
sorry to cut you there, but you know what's so funny about that? As you say, he's a bum and he asking for money. I'm thinking, Jungle Fever with Wesley's brother in the
for
film,
real.
played by Samuel Jackson, being
Yeah, for real.
this drug
It's
addict.
not that bad. It's more like he just a kind of loser kind of thing. Like he career, like he try all kind of things he career, and most notable is this his restaurant. Like he had a restaurant, but he just stuff just didn't work out for him. Like a lot of stuff just didn't work out for him. Whilst Kevin Hart's character, he's this massive successful comedian. And then the first episode, he trying to clean up his life. He trying to clean up his life, trying to keep things. The brother, since the brother come back in his life, he didn't want to get drunk one night. And then the brother kind of get him drunk because the brother want a girl. And then he went home with his girl, right? But here's the problem. When he wake up now in the morning, girl in the bed, she dead, right?
Huh.
And yeah. And apparently
Okay.
she's some drugs, you know, some drug thing she overdosed in she bed. And now, Wesley Snipe now know a fella who could go and get rid of the body, because, if this news come out, I'll fuck up his career.
Yeah.
And
Well, of course he knows that guy, right?
he knows that guy, right? And then, well, the guy he knows, which is hilarious, is um, Phantom himself, Billy Zane.
What? Oh, he in the suit.
Yeah, it's Billy Zane, Phantom himself, right? It take me a hot minute to pick up who it is. Because watching his face, like, wait, That Billy Zane? Like, oh shit, it's Billy Zane. And then I went up and look up on IMDb and it's like that. And yeah, Billy Zane is this Greek mobster who specializes in like all kind of like sort of criminal activities now, all kind of
Right.
extortion and all kind of thing. And his like that his whole bag is just knowing the nature of the city, how to get around the cops, how to get around cameras. And basically like his job was to give me, his job was effectively you know, give me some money and, I'll get rid of the body for you, right? That's basically what happened. But here's what happened. When he was talking alone with Kevin Hart, he asked him for, like, you thought it would have been simple, like some simple little bit of money to get rid of it. Like, you thought it would be, all right, at most, like at $200,000, $300,000. But why ask for $6 million from Kevin Hart, right? Now, in the context of the storyline, Kevin Hart, no, he could pay for that. But the problem is if you're moving that much money, it's a problem. You can't move that much money without people knowing. So it's be hard to hide that kind of level of money. And it get weird now. Like it's starting to ramp up in terms of and then at the end of that, Kevin makes a decision about that money and his relationship with his brother and thing. And that's where the story starts. And I kind of liked it. I don't know if it's below expectations or if it's the few beers are taking, but it was very bingeable though. Like I didn't expect it to be like I actually binged the whole thing, found myself keeping attention. So to be clear, before we start, I'm gonna be clear about this. In my opinion, it has a bunch of problems. It have a handful of logical problems. It have a handful of like a few leaps of logic, right? It's very melodramatic, very soap opera, and that's why it works. It's like a comparable to a telenovela. No? Like it don't fight down the hard logic of it because like if you understand how like some technology might work or not, it somehow don't really make sense or add up. But like where they're trying to do with it in terms of the central themes and the ideas, especially and why it works is because Hart holds it together and he has like solid chemistry with everybody in the storyline, especially Snipes. We get a couple Star Trek family people in it. Tony Newsom. She who voices Beckett Mariner in Star Trek: The Lower Decks. She's in this. She plays one of his more talented writers because comedians just have like a cavalcade of writers, like 2 or 3 writers to put material for It's not just the comedian alone, right? So she's one. But what happens is that you don't use her jokes, and there's not really a big subplot. I thought they would have done more with it, but it wasn't necessary given to the conceit of the story. She kind of want to leave and want to strike out on her own and do her own thing, but also work for other comedians because she's like a behind the scenes writer. I thought she was pretty good, right? She's a pretty good actress. There's another actor who plays one of the Greek gangsters. He played Bruce Maddox I forget the actor's name, but he played Bruce Maddox in the new Star Trek Picard season 1. So like, 2 Star Trek people. Right, cool. Yeah, as I said, a few leaps of logic and suspensions of disbelief. A bit predictable. I kind of knew what was going on, kind of. Although where it ends is good still. And it's very melodramatic and soap operas, but it really works because of Hart. I felt Hart, like, I was surprised because Hart is a person I literally don't take seriously. And that's kind of the whole point. They play with that in the world. And again, the comparison I'll make is it felt like his version of Uncut Gems. That's what it felt like. It had this air of like it's a character is a comedian, but they have this air of danger and pathology behind the whole thing in terms of what you're gonna do for success. And where it goes is really good though. Like I really like it. It's pretty dark ended, but it was good. It's good, and it works. It's a little Uncut Gems, a little bit of Go on Gil, a little bit of that. I don't think I spoiled anything by saying that. Just have not a twist per se, but like a character turn or two from a couple characters. Like, all right, they had to do this. You get why they do that. You don't know the character had it in them. You understand the real relationship between these characters, and they make it work. Yeah, the main conceit is Snipes and Hart, right? Snipes as his older brother. I find both of them bounce off really well. They work. Again, it's played like it's a show I never watch, but I get the feeling it's probably like that. 50 Cent has this gangster soap opera show.
Oh, Power,
right.
I could have jumped into that when it was out,
right.
but I was still holding on to, Empire. So
right.
Yeah, and look at how far, now we have Power spin-offs now, you know what I mean? And
right.
I should be watching those, but
Right. So I heard it's kind of in the same vein as that. Also, the guy who plays Kevin Hart's bodyguard, he was in Black Lightning as one of the villains. Was the first big villain in Black Lightning, not the albino guy. I was watching the face like, oh yeah, Ian Blacklight.
Gosh, it's not TC. The guy who sucks souls or whatever.
You're right. I think so. It's him. Yeah, it's him. I think so. But they're good people. It has some married people. It's simple. It could have been better. In the hands of better filmmaking and technique, it could have worked a little better. I could have, a Soderbergh could have punched this up a little better, right? But nah, for what it is, it's solid TV in my opinion. I didn't expect to have that much fun. As I said, if it was, it's probably the few bears talking. But I didn't think it was as good as it is. So yeah, rating, yeah, I'll give it like a 7 out of 10.
All right. Fair enough.
It's a surprisingly good turn for Hart. I didn't think Hart would have given it that performance, and you really do a good job with the acting. The concept and the conceit is really, really solid for what it is, and I was fine with most of it. I can't be mad at it. Yeah, I recommend it.
All right, nice.
Yeah.